What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan Grubb here with Extreme.Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure to go hit that subscribe button for me. Help me at 25,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it, but it is starting to warm up here in the state of Michigan. It doesn't look like it with all this snow, but it's been in the 40s, 50s lately, so hopefully all this snow is going to be melted and all the lakes are going to be open and we can get out there on Lake St. Clair and catch some huge smallmouth bass for you guys. But the lake is actually wide open. Me and my dad drove out there the other day. Hopefully here soon we will be out there chasing trophy Lake St. Clair smallmouth bass. We've caught some really big ones over the years. I'm sure you guys have seen in all my YouTube videos, so really appreciate everyone for supporting, everyone sitting down and watching my videos. If you haven't already, like I said, go hit that subscribe button and also hit that thumbs up for me. I would really appreciate it. But in today's video, I just got a box in the mail from Karls Bait and Tackle, and I'm going to be going over my favorite lures to order to catch huge smallmouth bass out on Lake St. Clair. But like I said, I just got that box and all my favorite lures to catch huge smallmouth bass are in that box, and I wanted to showcase all those lures to you before the season starts, just so you guys can see all of my favorite lures that I catch big smallmouth bass on. So we're gonna hop right into it, and hopefully you guys enjoy, and hopefully you guys can use all these tips and techniques this year to catch trophy smallmouth bass. So guys, like I said, in today's video I'm gonna be showcasing some of my favorite lures on Shop Karls that you guys can order to catch huge smallmouth bass out on Lake St. Clair. All the lures in today's boxes I have used, my dad has used, and we've caught huge smallmouth bass out there. So like I said, I wanted to show you guys all these lures before the season starts, just so you guys can order them and be ready. Just have your rods and everything ready to catch some big smallmouth this year. But first off, it's probably one of my favorite lures out there, and this one I started throwing a couple years ago. This one's actually called the Biospawn Exo Swim Sexy Shad, and it's a 4.75 inch swim bait. And let me tell you guys, this thing straight up catches them. I don't know how many 5-6 pounders I've caught on this thing out there. This thing is an absolute magnet for trophy smallmouth bass. I know a lot of you guys, everyone that I run into out there that comes up and says hi to me, or everyone that meets me out on the lake always talks about this Biospawn Exo Swim. Ever since I started throwing this thing, you guys even catch big smallmouth bass on it. I love when you guys come up to me and everything and tell me about all the tips that you guys have learned, all the lures. So I really love showcasing all these lures and helping you guys and everything. So if you guys have caught any big smallmouth bass on any lures that I've showed you, drop a comment below. Let me know your favorite lures that you guys throw. But like I said, this one right here, the Biospawn Exo Swim, is probably my favorite go-to color out there on Lake St. Clair. All the gold flakes in the belly and everything. This thing straight up catches them, guys. So that is the first lure in today's box, and also I'm gonna be showcasing a fish catch, like I said, as well after every lure. So here is a big smallmouth bass on the Exo Swim. Fish. Nice. That's a tank. Fish on. Oh, that's a big one. I got some of that boat flipping. Oh, holy crap, guys. Check that beast out. I just tied on my go-to bait. I haven't used this in months, and we haven't really caught a ton in the past like 30 minutes, and I've been seeing all kinds of fish all over the place. And I tied on the Biospawn Exo Swim, and I ordered this jig head off Karls Bait and Tackle. It has rattlers inside of the jig head. I figured maybe that would attract them right now, and I just picked it up. First couple casts. That is crazy. Beautiful smallmouth bass, really dark one. I love catching these dark ones. They're really cool smallmouth bass. But all right, gonna put them back. So next up in line, guys, is the Rapala DD10 crankbait in the Mule color. And if you guys haven't seen my video on this crankbait, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you guys definitely need to go check that out, because me and my dad had probably one of the best days we've ever had out on Lake St. Clair throwing this Rapala DD10 crankbait. It's called the Mule color, like I said, but we caught over 100 smallmouth in one spot. We just power pulled down, and it was the craziest day I have ever had on St. Clair. The crankbait bite was definitely hot that day. And let me tell you guys, it was the best fishing me and my dad have ever seen. I think it was April too, so it was super early. And we straight up hammered them, caught over 100 smallmouth bass, all on the crankbait. And I always run into you guys, like I said, the last lure. Everyone throws the DD10. I think everyone that fishes St. Clair has a DD10 in the Mule in their boat. So that was really special. That day was incredible, but I'm gonna leave a link up here in the corner for you guys to check out that video if you guys want. But that one right there is definitely a go-to that you must have in the boat if you're gonna go out to Lake St. Clair. And I also ordered this one too. It's the Googan Squad Recon, and I've caught a lot of really big bass on this one as well, so I ordered the Googan Squad Recon. It's sort of like the same exact color as this Rapala, so this one definitely catches them too.
All right guys, this is a freaking tank. Holy crap, big smallie. He's barely hooked. This is crazy guys, every cast. He's barely hooked.
Watch your hooks. I'll get one in the hand.
Oh yes. Another one. This is, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm speechless. These frickin' smallies are hungry today. We are in smallmouth heaven. This is crazy guys. Beautiful smallie. I'm gonna throw him back, but I don't even know what to say anymore. They're destroying the Mule, and that's all it needs to be said.
But next up is the Googan Baits Dragon Drop Green Pumpkin Pearl. And this lure straight up hammers them, guys. I've caught so many big bass on this drop shot right here. I'll actually get it out real quick and show you guys what it looks like. But this one straight up catches them. Check out that lure right there if you guys can see it. But this dragon drop has caught me so many bass over the last couple of years. I actually had some of the Googans come up, and we are drop shotting these, and we caught so many big bass on them, so that was really cool. But yeah, these dragon drops, the green pumpkin pearl has to be my favorite color out there on Lake St. Clair. I've caught so many big bass on it, and pretty much what you're doing with that when you're just casting out and just almost dragging it on bottom, or you can just pop it like that, and those smallmouth bass are gonna come check it out and drill it. But that one right there is definitely a really good lure out there on St. Clair.
Fish on! Woo! Oh, that's a tank. Sure, it looks big. Get the net!
Getting it.
Oh! Yes! It's a nice one. Let's check out that beautiful Lake St. Clair smallmouth. We actually just rolled up. We've been fishing a bunch of different spots, but we figured we'd come back to the honey hole. And as soon as we got here, it was like instant bites. But check out that smallie right there on that Googan Baits drag and drop. And if you guys want to order these, make sure to go to GooganSquad.com and use my code EXTREME for 10% off. It helps me out and everything. So really appreciate all the support, but really nice smallmouth bass. Gonna get him unhooked, get a picture real quick and put him back. But nice one. But next up is a couple different Googan Baits rattling nets. And this one's actually called the Green Pumpkin Goby. And I went out there on Lake St. Clair last year by myself, and I had one of the best days ever by myself. It was incredible. I wasn't really catching a ton of fish, so I figured I would drive around for an hour or two and try to locate the fish on my graph. And I found a big school of them, and I power pulled down, and I started casting this Googan Baits rattling net in there. And I don't know how many fish I caught. It was the craziest thing ever. It was like midsummer, super hot out, super nice, no wind or anything. And I straight up hammered them on the Googan Baits rattling net. I was even sight fishing them in like 8 to 10 foot of water. I could see them down in there swimming around, and I'd cast at them. And those smallmouth bass would dive bomb on the Googan Baits rattling net. It was incredible to witness. So that was really, really cool. So I also got the black flash. I've caught them on this one as well, but that Green Pumpkin Goby, that's really where it was at. I was really hammering them on that. And if you guys order any Googan Baits, make sure to use code EXTREME. It helps me out. It helps support me and everything, and it also shows Googan that I am getting them sales to be on the team. So I really appreciate everyone that uses my codes and everything. It means a lot to me. Well guys, just hooked up onto another one. They're freaking loaded up in here. This is a really good one too. I'm just throwing that Ned rig around and they're freaking destroying it. Dang, this is a really good one. That's at least 4-pounder probably. Holy crap. Check that out, guys. He freaking destroyed that Googan Baits Ned rig, the purple, black, and gold one. But I just started throwing that, and I tied it on actually this morning and figured it'd be a really good one. It has rattles in it. It's called the Googan Baits rattling Ned. And I feel like those fish really like that noise right now. I don't know what it is, but they're freaking destroying the Ned rig this morning. Really, really cool. Beautiful Lake St. Clair smallmouth. It's really fun getting out here chasing these beautiful Lake St. Clair smallmouth. They fight like crazy. But gonna get a picture real quick and put him back. Next up is some Green Pumpkin tubes. I didn't have the exact bait company that I use all the time, but these Green Pumpkin tubes are definitely a staple out there on St. Clair. Growing up, my dad always took me out there, and the first lure we would throw is a tube jig. So that's always like in the back of my mind. If I can't catch them on anything else, I'm throwing on a tube jig in the Green Pumpkin color. That one's always gonna catch them. I don't know what it is, but those tubes really work super good. So the Green Pumpkin tube is definitely a staple out there on St. Clair for smallmouth. But oh, there he is. Yes. Nice one, guys. On the bed. Alright guys, well I just caught this smallmouth. It's probably like a 2.5, 3-pounder. I just saw a bed right there and I casted this tube jig right on the bed. This avocado color tube. Just flipped it right on the bed and he came up and drilled it. Nice smallmouth bass. These things are beautiful creatures, but I'm gonna throw her back. Don't want to keep these fish out of the water too long. Alright guys, gonna release it back into the water. Nice fish. Off the bed. That was super cool. I saw him come up and grab it. There he goes. Next up is the Tightrope Baby Fireworks Super Jig. Check that one out right there. I'm not gonna get it out of the package.
I haven't got a couple of these out of the package just because I don't want to rip the packaging right now, just because I'm not out there fishing yet, so I don't want to get all these lures out of the boxes. But this one right here, me and my dad went out on the St. Clair River actually, and we were throwing around a bunch of different seawalls where it's warmer in the river and it's shallower around the edges and everything. So we were throwing these around some rocks and weeds that we found, and we were catching them like crazy on these little tiny jigs, so that was really cool. This one's definitely probably my favorite color. It's called the Real Burnt Orange. I caught a ton of smallmouth bass last year on this color.
Fish on. Smallie. Yeah, grab my camera. Holy crap. This is a really nice one, Dad. Dark one too. Holy crap. All right, guys. Big smallie. I just tied on the Tightrope Catch-Co jig. First couple casts with it. Holy crap.
Monster smallie.
Guys, my first smallmouth and probably frickin' oh. I don't want to lose it. I wish we had a net. Guys, big one. All right, guys, check out that beautiful smallmouth bass. Me and my dad actually just got out here. It's around like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and check that out. I just tied on that little Tightrope jig. I ordered it on Karls Bait and Tackle. It's kind of like a burnt orange, like cross style, little tiny jig, and my dad gave me a little soft plastic to put on the back of it. And literally like second cast, we're just working this seawall right here, just casting right along all these weeds right here in this current in the river. So really cool fish, but yeah, first fish of the day, probably a 4-pounder, 4.5-pounder. That is just beautiful, guys. Really nice fish. Gonna get a quick picture real quick and put them back.
Real
but
dark one.
Yeah, super dark one. That was awesome. Good way to start the morning.
Heck yeah.
Next up is the gold blade bait, and this is not the exact one, the exact brand that I was using. I forget what brand that was, but I found this one on Shop Karls or Karls Bait and Tackle, and it probably doesn't matter the exact brand. Just a gold blade bait out there in the springtime or even the fall. They really love hitting these blade baits, just casting out and buzzing it off bottom. That's just slow buzzes, and they really catch big bass. Me and my dad threw these a bunch. I think it was last year and the year before when we were really wrecking them on the blade bait, so that was really cool.
Good?
Yeah. Feels like a hog.
I got one.
Holy crap, guys, big one.
We doubled up.
We're doubled up right now. I got a freaking toad.
I got a tank too.
Do you? Freaking tank, guys, on the blade bait. I just tied it on. My dad's got one on too. We got a double. Oh, got off. All right, guys, well, I just caught this freaking tank of a smallmouth. Check that out. It's a beautiful freaking smallie on this blade bait right here. This gold blade bait. Just ripping it off the bottom. First smallie ever on a blade bait. I've been seeing a lot of people catch them, but check that out. It's fat. Super nice one. We're gonna throw it back. That pretty much wraps up today's video. I just wanted to quickly go over some of my favorite lures that I catch big smallmouth bass on. So drop a comment below. What is your favorite lure to catch big smallmouth bass on out there on St. Clair? But really appreciate you guys watching today's video. Hopefully we can get out there here soon and catch some big smallmouth bass. I can't wait to get out there. It's addicting. Those smallmouth bass are beautiful, beautiful creatures, and it's just really fun getting out there catching those fish. But
Hopefully you guys have some good luck this year and catch your personal best. I'm gonna try to catch a 6.5 pounder out there this year. That would be incredible, but we will see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for all the videos.